Regis, you mentioned that you've pretty much got a full squad now. What are the kind of next steps for, say, Romain and Dennis? Because obviously you've got the luxury that I guess you don't have to rush these guys or push them to, so how are you going to manage that?
Yeah, probably now from the rehab program, Romain is available for a natural selection because he's a winger, got some minutes and success as well on the pitch. So it's possible, but we have the full squad. We don't have to rush. So now it's just a question of choice, if I want to make the choice or not. And for Denis, Leo, they still need time to build their fitness level. They are not too far from a natural selection as well. Sometimes we can rush, even if it's not natural, because it's needed, we'll do it. But we have this opportunity to do it naturally. I think it's better for them, it's better for the squad as well.
There's been a lot of debate about the five at the back over the last week, which is, I guess the argument being we need an extra player in midfield or extra player forward to create more. When you assessed the game, how did you kind of analyse the system? Did you think that was an issue in possession, or was it just the energy?
No, I don't think it's an issue in possession. From a system perspective, after that we have to grow as a team. We have to build different layers to be more efficient in the final third, for example, or to create more chances. But if you look at our system, we go in 4-3-3 when we have the ball, or 5 with Robin, because Robin is involved in the structure. So it's not a protective or restrictive system. It's a really offensive because we play with 3 forwards, we play with 3 midfielders. Our fullbacks are free and can support, I can overlap, so we don't have limits in this system. It's just a question of flexibility. After that, it's obvious that this part of the game, especially when you get promoted, it's probably the most difficult to build. And it's important to keep our strength as well, because if you try to improve by 10% your offensive way of playing, but you will lose 10 or 20% your way of defending, maybe at the end you will lose something. So keep your strength and try to improve the offensive part. And I think we still have room for improvement, but work in progress.
Is that an important thing for you? Yes, you've had a really good start, but Fulham are probably a great example of Bournemouth will be this weekend. That these are teams who've been in the Premier League for 4 or 5 years, and maybe you can't push it too far in terms of how you expect to maybe dominate these games.
Yeah, so it shows that you need time to build the different layers of your performance. If you look at Arsenal once again against Bayern Munich, they are impressive, but it's a long way. They started 5 or 6 years ago to build different layers. After one season, might say something is missing, so we'll try to add, but don't lose your strength and so on. So it's a long journey. It's the same for Fulham or Bournemouth. So we have to accept that we won't be perfect. We would like to be in the top 6, top 5 at the end of the season, but is it possible? Not sure. Why not? So just be patient and build progressively our performance.
And just one more for me. And Eliza obviously started the season now. He's a really, really young player, so he's doing really well really to be getting as much Premier League action as he has. What's your kind of reflections on his development? And are you thinking about maybe, especially with AFCON coming up, using him on the wings a little bit more to try and get him involved and get him on the pitch?
Yeah, it's an option. He played left back with the Spanish team during the international break. And it's true to remind that he's still 20. With almost 1 season and a half at the professional level. So this gap with the Premier League is big, the opponent, but his teammates as well. So when you are in the competition with Wilson, who is doing well, and you have Brian Robbie, who is doing well as well, with a strong background in Netherlands. The competition is high, but it's positive for him and for us. And they just need support, challenges to grow.
When you talk about the players being available, Regis, is Habib in that? Is he ready to start? If you
Not yet. No. He's doing well. His rehab process is positive at the minute. No, he's pain-free. He feels really good. But we still have a period. Even if you feel good, you know that you need time to recover inside. So it's to be safe when you push until 100% across 10 weeks.
I mean, I know it's a little bit further down the line, but obviously there's a chance he's going to be getting fit fairly close to when he's going to be going away. Do you envisage having conversations with his national team about how fit he is and how ideally you would like him to be used in the early stages of AFCON? Anyway?
It's already done because Flo is connected with national teams, so they are always in conversation about the availability of the player. It's a real process for Habib, and we try to manage the club and the national team, not only one, because I think it's really clear that the players like to be involved in their national teams, but they know that it's important to play with their club as well. So it's a balance, and I think we can manage this balance properly with conversation. And it's ongoing with Flo, and he's connected with everyone. Sometimes it's tough because you have your own interest, especially when you're with a national team. It's a short period. You have to have your best players available. Yeah, it's fair, but at the end, it's a balance.
And you talk about balance, and we've talked about AFCON a lot. You know, we all know that a number of players are going to be going away. It's going to leave potentially some gaps in key issues. Players that you might be thinking about to fill those gaps, some of them have not necessarily played a lot of football, if any football, really. How happy are you with how integrated in the group they still are? And over the next few weeks, will there be any thoughts in your mind that actually, if I'm going to be needing to start them come AFCON, I maybe need to get them in the team or at least on the bench or coming on a little bit?
Yeah, it's always step by step, because I think every game gives us new information. But we know who can play in the middle, we know who can play on the wings, the flanks, and they are aware of the situation. So it's a bit weird, because now we have a full group, and they did well so far, but they can't play, which sometimes it's just a normal life of a professional player, and you have to accept that. And they know as well that this opportunity will come soon, and they have to get ready.
Yeah. And just last one for me, you mentioned Bournemouth there as a kind of model, a template, whatever. I think Brighton have maybe been talked about a bit like that, Brentford. Yeah. You've got three clubs there who have been really good at player trading, and not just signing players, player trading. They've sold players at really good times, got a lot of money for them to then be able to reinvest. As Sunderland build, does there have to be an acknowledgement that is still going to have to be part of the model? Because I think Christian was very open when we were in the Championship, talking about the fact that selling the likes of Jack Clark, Tommy Watson actually created the opportunity to buy the players who came in this summer. As Sunderland continue to build, they're going to have to sell players as well as buying them, aren't they, cleverly?
Yeah, I think so. Because it works like that. If you want to invest, you need money. And it's a cycle. After that, it's important to feel the right timing. Yeah. When it's time to, now it's time to sell this player, and you know that you'll have someone to replace him, and it's the right timing for him as well. So it's a question of balance, and sometimes you don't have the right answer.
And I guess as well, everybody wants Sunderland, hopefully further down the line, to become one of the real elite. But I think we'd all accept they're not quite there yet. And actually, if you're signing young, ambitious players, part of the appeal is, do really well at Sunderland, and you might get a move to Bayern Munich or Paris Saint-Germain, a club who are clearly at that level.
Yeah, I would like to give them this opportunity. I think it's part of the process when we have a conversation at the beginning of the discussions, and we don't want to say that Sunderland is just a step in your career, but it's a part of a journey. Here you can grow, you can be exposed, you will play against the best teams in Europe. So it's more or less the Champions League, the Premier League. So you will be exposed, you will have the condition and the environment to grow. You will be supported, you will be challenged. So it's when you are young, those conditions are perfect. And then you will see the future, because we don't know how you will improve. Maybe the club will improve with you, so it will fit your ambition. So we don't know.
Regis, you will always say that your mission this year is to get to 40 points as quickly as possible. You've got a squad of players who are used to playing, used to success, used to winning games, used to being near the top of the table. Do you think your players are looking up the table, or are they looking over their shoulders?
I think right so far we were just focused on the next game. And I think it's positive, without too many expectations in a way or the other. And because we started well to the season, we created this confidence, but we were not over the line, I would say. We are always really calm and composed after a win or good series of results. So at the minute, you can lose, you can have a more difficult period, and with the experience we have, the mindset of the squad, I'm not too worried, because it's part of our process. If we might have a really tough period, for example, Liverpool, they have a strong squad, a strong club. They won the league last season. And it's possible to lose 7 or 8 games in a short period. So if it's possible for Liverpool, probably it's possible for Sunderland. And so I won't say it would happen, but be ready for different things and stay stable. And I think so far the club is reacting like that. I think the players are connected with this idea as well.
Because there's a lot of outside noise out of the club that Sunderland lost last week, haven't won in 3 games. The bubble has burst. What's your reaction to people who say that?
I don't pay too much attention, to be fair, because I'm really focused on just the squad, our journey. It's enough, because we have many information, a lot of work to do in the club, with our game, with our players. So we don't need to be distracted by
just one last question from
outside.
me. There'll be a few individuals who haven't had a lot of game time, Simon Dingra, Robbie, etc. Do you sense any personal frustration with them? Have they been to see you to ask, why aren't they starting games, or do you still feel?
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah,
I think and it's positive, because if they accept their condition to be on the bench, they are not in the right mood and the right mindset. So they are not happy. They want to play. They want to be involved. And at the same time, during this conversation, so you have this ambition. But if you don't play at the minute, maybe we have some reasons, so we can discuss about these reasons. And often we are talking about clips, so it's easy to explain. You have to improve this part, this part, this part, and if you do this better, probably you have more chance to be in the starting 11. And it's good for you, it's good for me.
And have you had a lot of players?
Yeah, it's the case.
Yeah,
just a normal life of coaching staff. It's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.